Welcome to the Barbara Christensen podcast. The views expressed during this podcast do not necessarily reflect the views or policies of the streaming services or the host, and these are being shared for entertainment possibilities only. Please connect with your doctor before taking on any new wellness activities, changing your diet or supplementation routine. Barbara Christensen is a certified personal trainer holding a diploma in nutrition and additional certifications in aromatherapy, Reiki, and other energetic and therapeutic modalities. This podcast will open your mind to the tools to clear the chaos from your life, from your body, release the beliefs in your being, activate your awareness, and remove any blocks holding you back from the life you want to live. Now let's get started. Welcome to the podcast. So today I wanted to talk a little bit about the way that we interact with people within the mind, but in a very good way. Okay. I work obviously with Mindset Unicorn with a lot of people that are dealing with divine partnerships that have awakened in their life. I also work through Paleo Vegeo with a lot of people working on nutrition. The whole reason that I got into the spirituality was because of the fact that I was working with my nutrition clients and realizing that there was a missing component. The reason I got into the nutrition is because when I was running just Vegeo coaching and I was doing life and business coaching, I realized that there was a missing component of food, right? We are these different containers, right, within our body. We are passion, we are emotion, we are thought, we are also soul, we are energy, we are frequency. If you believe in this life that we came into it with a desired plan, but with free will, that we were like, these are the specifics that I would like to happen. It's like when you're driving somewhere, you're like, okay, this is I'm plotting out, this is the way I'm going to get from here to there. Now, on your journey, you might get hungry. Okay, so you look around at the moment that you're hungry and what is there around here that I would like to eat, right? And so that's not planned, that's free will. Maybe you get to the point where there's a detour and that's planned but wasn't something you were aware of. That's sort of what I see as being that awakening that happens within souls. What's really interesting to me is that as I have been writing part of the new book that I'm working on about the awakened heart, that we are really, right, dealing with so many soulmates in our lives. And when I talk soulmates, a soulmate can be your sibling. A soulmate can be a friend. A soulmate can be a parent. A soulmate can be a lover. There are a variety of reciprocating energies of give and receive, of learning and growing that we facilitate in the soulmate realm. The very clarifying difference that I have seen between a soulmate and a very like divine partnership is the fact that when you are in a soulmate connection, the things that you are working on, that you are achieving, even if it's for the greater good of the whole of the relationship, it is specifically things that you are working on for you. At the core of it, the benefit is for you. So when you are the caregiver of a family and you create a meal, okay? You go shopping, you buy groceries, you prepare a meal. You're feeding the family. But at the core of it, it's because you're hungry. Because how many times as a parent or a spouse or a roommate have you just said, screw that. They want to eat, they can have some pizza ordered in. I don't want to cook, right? You only prepare the meal when there's some sort of payout that you are getting out of it. So you have the payout, you're doing it for the collective, but it's mostly for what is there for me. What am I getting out of this? What growth am I having? What is my experience? How am I becoming better? It's very much in the bubble of you, right? I want to make more money because I want that position, that title. I want to have the bigger house. I want to be happy in my living room, looking around me. It's very rare that you are like looking, especially like, let's say you're buying a house. You don't go into the house with the intention of, I'm buying this for my whole family and they're going to love this even though I hate every aspect of it. So I'm just going to buy it. Because I guarantee that those are soulmate lessons, right? That's karmic lessons. That's some of that leftover dharma a lot of times, or that inner child soul trauma that you are working through, where you put your needs completely off the grid, not following your intention because you're like, well, I got to do this for everyone else. Okay. And that's very different. When you're dealing with a divine partnership, the internal goal is initially the struggle of, well, when I've worked on my normal relationships, it's all been about me. Well, how come all of it being about me is not working in this situation? Instead, the more I make it about me and my needs and how you're not meeting my needs, the more I feel like I am being broken. And as you break, the traumas unfold. And as the traumas unfold, you are forced to heal them. And as you are forced to heal them, you let go of the trying to control the other person and you start seeing things from their side. And you start contributing for their benefit. When you are contributing for their benefit, a lot of that is in the healing of yourself. But when you are contributing to their benefit, it is an acknowledgement of their energy, their spirit, their connectivity to you. It is an awareness that I see you, I see your growth, I'm growing too, let me share this in hopes that it helps your journey, even if I know I'm getting nothing out of it. That's the divine partnership, because the divine partnership gets to the point of oneness, of realizing that we are all connected, that it's not in the mind, and that when we are working together, there is a thankfulness for yourself, but there's a thankfulness for them and the energy that is continually flowing back and forth through the heart. That's a divine connection. That's when we are recognizing the more that I work on myself, the more that I heal myself, the more that I raise the ascension of everything that I am in oneness with, including that divine partnership. You stop feeling the energy of, you have to do X for me to do Y. You stop feeling the feelings of being hurt and abandoned because you're working on you, and oh, you're working on you too. Great, that's good, that's wonderful. And we start working on this circle of life. And as we do that, we journey into this space that is very different. It's like a blank space. It's where two people can really come together and create some magic, right? It's where lights come together and make the world brighter. It's where you want to be the support, not because of any underlying reason, but because you see that it's like there's this deep connection. Like I was teasing my daughter this morning a little bit, but it was all true, because we're working on healing her SIBO. We've gotten serious about it. It's gotten out of control, right? These are the bad aliens. It's kind of like when you hit the dark night of the soul. This is the dark night of the stomach. And it's time. We just got to get serious about it and get rid of it so she can get on with her life. She's old enough now to understand and to deal with the struggles and the complexities. And so we're getting serious about these things. And I told her, well, right? Because we're getting serious about these things and you're not eating your breakfast there. And you need to understand that, number one, we're trying to feed the good guys. Even as we're trying to starve out the bad guys, we have to keep feeding the good guys. Because if you don't feed the good guys, they still have to eat. And they're going to eat you. And that's what a big problem with leaky gut is, right? Because there's only one cell between, right, the gut and the bloodstream that's protecting you from those proteins going crazy in your body. And so if you're a potato because you don't feel well, you don't feed your system because you don't feel well, you don't want to do it, I'm not going to take care of myself, right? Your gut, if you don't feed them the polyphenols, they are going to go in search of polyphenols. They're going to go in search of you. That is how we decompose. And I laughed and I said, nobody gets out of this life alive. It's a symbiotic relationship. That's the divine partnership. Okay, no one gets out of this life alive. So there's a symbiotic relationship. We're going to stop feeding the negativity Stop feeding the bad gut bacteria. Let them go back to where they belong, right? They have a purpose. They belong somewhere. Go to your space. Get out of my small intestine. And then we're going to have that symbiotic relationship where we're feeding those rich polyphenols, where we are giving those amazing antioxidants that are going to keep us from rusting from the inside to the outside. That's where divine partnership thrives. And that's really the goal. And for some of us, right, because of free will, you're going to get to that detour, and only one of you is going to have the strength and the will to follow that detour and to believe for the highest power that it's taking you where you're meant to go. That does happen sometimes. But in the oneness, that energy that you're going to be working through will still be creating for you that higher blank space that you can feed all the good things to and have all the benefits from via the oneness. And that's a beautiful, beautiful thing. A lot of times we forget the miracle that mindset is. And that's why I think that I was drawn to the naming of the channel that I have on YouTube as Mindset Unicorn. It's also where Vegeo coaching came from. Vegeo is a seed pose in yoga. It's where the LLC comes from, right? Be Light Create, right? It's about being lighter in our mindset, right? It's also about being light, following the light, being that light, which comes from the internal of the care of the body, the vessel that's taking us through this journey, the care of the mind, the clearing out of the negative thoughts, using the natural DMT and imagination process so that you are able to work through those traumas that create the negative mindset, and then being that light frequency of the oneness that is giving things, being thankful, right? And that's how we truly are able to take the risks in life, is because you get to the point of the belief that you can, that you are, and that you will do it. Good things come when we start right now, right? We start right now with that shift. There was just 1717 on the clock. I don't know what that angel number means, but we do know, right? 17 is about wishes, right? 17 is about the desires, and it's putting it out there with the knowing that you are already your future self. Time is fluid. You are in the past, in the future, in the current, all at once. Because what created your microbiota, right? What created the you was already being created many generations ago. And what you are creating now will move forward many generations ahead. And yet here you are in this one singular moment, living the experience of all of that. That's a little bit of magic right there. That really is. So just know that your future is already here right now. Believe that, work from that, and you will realize just how amazing life can be by having, right? Yeah, I have those soulmates in your life that are going to be lessons, that are going to, keep that community around you, that are your exclusive tribe. They are like the punctuation at the end of your sentence. But know that that sentence is the oneness, is the divine connection. Even if you do not have that divine partner in your life, that connection is yours. Allow that energy in and allow yourself to give to that energy, even if you don't know where it's going. Give to it. Raise yourself up. Be in the oneness. Feel that warmth within your heart. Start living through your heart. And that's where you will find a joy that nothing else can create. And life is about choosing joy. And I actually did do that video on the nutrition protocol that I'm working on, because, I do seek out partners, soulmates, right? A company can be a soulmate, a partnership can be a soulmate, to help me help others. I don't have $1 billion to create a company that would be able to foster the changes in people that I want to see. But I can use companies that have created things that I find beneficial to work with myself, my family, my clients, and to boost what I'm doing for me, right? Soulmate connection. It's for me, but in part, it's for the collective. So it's for you. And that's also a beautiful thing. So I hope you guys have a wonderful week. That's where we are on the home front. Wish us luck on this SIBO journey. We had to back off because of some of the die-off we were doing was just too much for such a little person. So it's going to take a little bit longer than we had wanted, but it is about making sure that we don't take too long, but that we don't force the issue to where it causes things that are, damaging. Hives are not great. Having a mass amount of asthma all day and having to use your inhaler all day, that's not great, right? You have to find balance in all things that you do in life, and that is just a part of it. So, have a beautiful week. Get out in some sunshine. Be grateful for where you are at and for the soul connections and the oneness. And I will see you next time. Bye.